Hi, it's Kathy from Bishopstone Yarns, and this is day 23, or I can also say the last day of the Tour de Fleece. So this is my trusty wheel that I have done most of my spinning on, so the Major Craft, which I wasn't sure whether I was going to spin on this or not during this this tour. Since before I started, it had a little bit of a problem and I had to order a new piece to put at the back. Anyway, all up, it worked really well. This got fixed in time. I used this, I used my wind wheel, and I used my e-spinner. I did not use the Tara, so I'll have to find a different project to do on the Tara, so I can kind of give everything a bit of a whirl. But so I guess that was the first thing. I thought I was going to spin on my Tara as well for the Tour de Fleece, but I didn't. But I did spin on, yeah, the Major Craft, the wind wheel, and the e-spinner. Mainly the e-spinner for plying. Did a little bit of spinning on that. What have I learnt in terms of the wheels that I used? Well, first thing is that a lot of the wheels that I have are very old. They've been around for a long time. Major Craft, I love my Rose, but I have had it a long time, and it is starting things like last year I had to replace the band. I have to replace the hooks very soon, and even the orifice hook, orifice kind of whatever it's called, the metal here is about to wear through as well. So a lot of things going wrong or wearing out. I shouldn't say going wrong, but just wearing out on the Major Craft. The wind wheel, I still struggle a little bit. I mean, once I get it, I think it depends on the fibre and the chair I'm sitting in when I'm using my wind wheel. If it's going well and it's all good, I really like it. Other times I just can't get it to, the action just doesn't, I just can't find the action. And it is a bit more of a chore to spin on the wind wheel than it is, say, on the e-spinner. I mean, on the Major Craft. The e-spinner, quite like it for plying, because it's got a bigger bobbin and I can fit a lot more. Like I could fit 2 Major Craft bobbins plied together on my Hanson e-spinner. I'm not always as crazy about it for spinning. I don't know why. Maybe because I like, depending on what I'm spinning, I like to be able to stop start if I need to, or slow down if I need to at points. On the e-spinner, of course, it just goes at the same tempo the whole time, so you don't get the chance to stop start. But there we go. That's what I have learnt about my equipment. Oh, and also the other thing I did use, I used hand carders. I'll just pick them up, hold on. So I did use my hand carders this time as well. Still got a bit of Angora on there because I'm probably going to use these again for some more Angora when the tour has finished. Yeah, so and of course good old Niddy Noddy was something else that I used, but I mean I use that all the time, so I love this Niddy Noddy. Yeah, so everything there was fantastic. Worked well. Not much more to say about that. So I have just tallied up what I've spun up, so I'm just going to go through it. Let me just see, can I sit around this way maybe to show you? Okay, put my little notes there. So I will start with, okay, my first one was my red. So this is the wool that was one of the colours was ochre and one was fire. Maybe if I put it down in the sun you'll be able to see it. I know I'm kind of half in the sun, half not, but so this one is 436 meters and I'm kind of saying around about a 5 ply. So quite happy with that. Got a little basket here. I thought I might just pop my skeins in the basket. I have this one. So this is my red and silk. So the XL bunny, XL bunny, and well, that's the name of the fibre company, and or Charlie McCafferty, if you're looking for her online, and then plied with the mix of these two reds. So these two are the ones that I'm hoping to put together for a jumper. As you can see from that, probably not going to be enough there just for a jumper, but I might be able to put a different colour with it or find some more reds to add with these. So this one, yeah, this one was 436 metres. This is 402 metres. So a little bit more in this one than that one, as you can see. Round about the same kind of 5 ply-ish, I think. I'm really happy with both of those. Just have to work out what else I can put with that to make a jumper. Then I went on to my neons. You have to excuse me here for a minute. Okay, so my neon pink, there's 140 metres of my neon here. So maybe for the baby shawl, maybe not. My neon green, there is 106 metres of this. These well, this is probably a 5 ply. Probably see a little bit there. Around about 5 ply. This one is more, a little bit heavier. I would probably be going towards an 8 ply with that one, but I'm sure it won't matter in a shawl. And then my orange is 86 metres, so this was only a small skein, but these are my 3 colours together that hopefully will end up going into a shawl. Oh, look, maybe if I put in the sun you can see them. So yeah, so these are going to go together in a shawl. I do have some more of this pink somewhere that I have spun up previously, so I think the majority of the shawl will be in this colour, and then I'll just use these two as little accent colours. Oh, to go with that as well, hold on, I did have a very small, this is only 86 metres, but this was using up the last of this orange, and I had some blue already sitting on a bobbin. So, I mean, that could fit in there as well. Colour wise, I think that could work as a little bit of a oh gosh, highlight. Lost my skein. Okay, but overall quite happy with how they've all turned out. Just wind that one back up. Okay, so that is kind of like my shawl lot, really. Pop that in there. Then what else did I have on here? I had oh yeah, I just plied off, I needed to ply off this brown and white, which this is only 20 metres, which I just had sitting, the brown I had sitting around on a bobbin, and I just plied it with some white that I had sitting around, which once it got washed, it was a very nice white. But I don't know, that's just like a little sample. There's not really much there. That was only just 20 metres. Then I had my second XL bunny skein, which was camel, bunny, silk and cashmere. So this was 50 grams, and it has spun up to, where is it? 136 metres. But oh, I guess I can't really show you too well, but this is it. If I put it down here in the sun, you might be able to see it a bit better, maybe here. So yeah, quite happy with this. Got a lovely shine on it. Very nice. Very, very pretty, that one. So that was, yeah, so that one was 136 meters. Then we move on to the bunny, which is actually the Angora, which is actually what I was planning to spin for the entire Tour de Fleece, but things totally changed. So let me see, I've got two skeins here of white Angora mixed, kind of blended with wool. One is 50 meters and one is 52 meters. So this was the ones that I used the hand carder to card on. This skein here is a lot nicer than, well, to me, a lot more even than my first skein. So that was the first skein I did. This was the second skein. Second skein turned out a lot nicer, a lot more even. Yeah, so like I said, so that's 100 meters to combined. Don't know what I would probably do with that, but anyway, so that was those. I have the biggest skein. This one is 234 meters. This was the grey and grey. So this is the one I started with, that I kind of thought, well, if it was all like this, I would just spin the whole thing. But this was a nice long staple. So I was lulled into a false sense of security because, and this is, I mean, it is so lovely and soft. It is beyond comparison in terms of, it is so soft and lovely. I don't know if you can see it very much there in the sunlight, but yes, it's absolutely lovely. So yes, that's 234 meters, and then I have two skeins here. One is 38 meters and one is 24 meters. This is one single of the grey alpaca and one grey Angora and one of the white Angora. So I think one was spun just straight from the bag, and the other one I think was I carded it. But you can see this one's a lot floppier. Can you see it? I don't know if you can see in the light there. This one here is definitely got a lot more of a halo than the other one. Yeah. So that is all of my Angora. Now all of that all up is 187 meters of the Angora. With my other spin, it was 1,311 meters. So yeah, I'm kind of tempted. I did find some more Angora from my rabbit, which has got much longer staples, so I may go ahead and spin that up. These ones here, which had the really short staples that I was gifted from the guild and by someone else, even though the yarn is really, really nice, I didn't really enjoy the blending process, and I don't have any white processed fleece at the moment to add to the Angora, so I don't know. I'm not quite sure what I'll do, whether I'll persevere with the white short fibres or pass them on. I think I don't know, I have to think about it. But the grey that I've got from my rabbit, I can definitely spin that up. So, but because it is very nice, it's very nice and warm, it's very soft, and this grey one here is a really lovely colour. It's really, really, really nice. And yes, I don't know, so I mean, that's how my plans have changed. Maybe I can just sit these ones up here from, will they sit up here? Yeah, so my plans changed totally for the tour because of this Angora. So what have I learned this year round? I must admit, I'm quite happy that we are now at the end of the Tour de Fleece, because I think this is the first time that I've done the Tour de Fleece and I'm actually happy that it's finished, because I think because of the Angora, and because this is what I had hoped to start and finish and get it all done. And I didn't, because I didn't enjoy it. I was finding the fibres far too short, and then I had to pivot and move to this, which is fine, but this is kind of more what I was going to do for the Tour de Femme. So I feel like I've already done my Tour de Femme as well. Usually in the past I have just taken a fleece, usually like either a white fleece or a brown fleece or whatever, but usually a brown forced me to kind of spin it, and just worked my way through that. And even though it's repetitive and a little bit boring, I felt like I've accomplished a lot more. This year I think because I feel a bit disappointed in the Angora, I feel a little bit disappointed in some of my spinning and plying, and I think that might also be because I moved between different wheels, struggled a little bit with their wind wheel at times, with some of the fibres that were very fine. I felt like it took me a little while to get the tension going with the wind wheel, and for as much as when I've got the tension and everything working, it is fantastic, but when it's not tensioned up properly, it kind of pulls away, and because of the action, it kind of does a bit of a jerky kind of, so if you've got something that needs high twist and slower kind of, yeah, I don't know, it doesn't seem to work that well for me. Having said that I was disappointed with the Angora, I've ended up with some, I mean, these are lovely. I don't know what I would do with them. I might end up just selling them. I don't know. And I feel like, because I've got more of the Angora, I feel disappointed that I didn't use the Tour de Fleece to finish it, make myself finish it. But then again, there are more things in life than kind of persisting and spinning through things that are not making you happy, when I've already got projects here, like, you know, a shawl and a jumper kind of thing that I would prefer to do. I am planning to spin for the Tour de Femme, and I am planning to go through those little leftover kind of different colours, bits that I've got left over. I'm going to have to decide how exactly I'm going to work that and apply them together. But apart from that, the sun is shining today. There are clouds in the sky, but the sun is shining. Blossoms have also started appearing, which is kind of strange because the last couple of days have been incredibly cold here and snowy. But I'll just pop some photos in at the end of the blossom. So celebrating the end of the Tour de Fleece for me is the lovely flowers that have come out. So I might, during the Tour de Fleece, I'm not going to post every day. I might just do one or two, maybe one at the beginning and one at the end. That might be all I'm going to do, I think. But yeah, I've been quite happy with what I've got. And it's definitely been worth doing. I've enjoyed myself. I've enjoyed seeing what everyone else has been up to. And yeah, look forward to next year as well. Okay, I will catch up with you all later.